Hey, Millionaire University listeners, are you sitting on a nest egg of at least $30,000 and dreaming of breaking into real estate investing? Flip Cheap Houses is revolutionizing the game, and they're looking for partners just like you. Real estate investing can sound risky and time-consuming, but that's where Flip Cheap Houses turns the tables. They've got the finances covered, the properties lined up, and even the contractors on speed dial. All they need is your eyes. In 2023 alone, they negotiated over 2,500 flips. But they never invest sight unseen, and that's where you come in. As their local partner, you'll learn the ins and outs of real estate investing from the pros. We're talking negotiation skills, market analysis, and the secret sauce to becoming a real estate mogul. You're not just learning, though. You're also earning. We're talking 50 to 75% of the net profit on all your flips. So here's what you need to do. Go to flip2024.com for free information. That's FLIP2024.com for free info. Don't let this opportunity slip through your fingers. Your future in real estate starts now.
Who wants a money machine? On October 1st, 2024, we will be launching the first ever Millionaire University program, teaching you how to build your own seven-figure business.
We don't think of a business as a business per se. We think of it more like a money machine, where every dollar you put in, you get $2, $3, $4 back.
Most successful business owners can identify thousands of business opportunities and execute on any one of them to create a seven-figure business within 3 to 5 years, time and time again.
Truth is, they don't have anything you don't. Trust us, we know. So if they can do it, why not you?
The purpose of the Build My Money Machine program is to empower you to be able to do the same thing. So take advantage of the Millionaire University Founders Special and go to buildmymoneymachine.com now to sign up and get 90% off the regular price. Once again, that's buildmymoneymachine.com. And we'll see you October 1st.
In today's lesson, we're going to learn how to build a money machine.
Oh, yeah. Hey, what's going on, all my fellow future millionaires? Welcome to the Millionaire University podcast.
Today, we are stoked. Why is that, Justin?
Because we got e-foils this weekend.
No, we're not talking about that.
Oh.
If you don't know what an e-foil is, and it's an electric surfboard, it's epic. But we have even bigger news than that, which is...
we are launching the first ever Millionaire University program, Build My Money Machine. Woo! Less than 1 week from today.
Less than 1 week from today.
1 week from today. So go to buildmymoneymachine.com. If you have not yet joined, you have less than 1 week to get the 90% Millionaire University Founders Club discount. Get it before it's gone.
Go take advantage of that.
90% off. Crazy.
That
Have
is
we lost
crazy.
our minds? I think we've lost our minds.
I think we've lost our mind.
This program is all about teaching you how to start and or build your own seven-figure business. So go to buildmymoneymachine.com and we will see you October 1st.
Okay, but wait, we haven't even told them what it is.
What if we do this? There are 10 modules in the Build My Money Machine program. These are all the things that we believe that anyone needs to create their own 7 or 8-figure business. What if we go through the modules and do a little highlight reel? Sizzle, sizzle.
I love a good highlight reel.
Should we do it?
Let's do it.
So we'll go through and we'll share each one of the modules. These are essentially the 10 secrets, if you will, that every 7 and 8-figure business owner understand, know, apply, that have helped them create their own 7-figure business in a way where they can do it time and time again. And we want you to be empowered to do the same thing too, so you can think, act like, and become a millionaire as well.
Okay, so module number 1 is about why we believe that anyone can and should be a millionaire.
So first off, not sure if you've checked out inflation lately, but being a millionaire is not the daddy Warbucks of what it used to be, right? No. Being a millionaire is not that big a deal. You literally probably should be a millionaire if you even want to get a decent house, pay your bills in 2024. Think about 2030. You got to have your eyes set on being a millionaire just to live a decent life. I think we are going to change the name to Multi-Millionaire University or 100 Millionaire University or something like that. But that to the side, if you think about it, most people, what do they want? They want certain things in their life. They want to be able to pay their bills. They want to be able to have a nice house. They want to be able to go on trips. They want to be able to go out to eat when they want and not be stressed about money. Tara and I have had so many things come up recently that have required money, like e-foils.
I don't know if those were requirement, but
literally we've had broken legs, surgeries, weddings, totaled cars.
I have gotten some new teeth, which are shiny and new and exciting.
Which are not cheap. Our youngest goes to some classes that help him with his ADHD that aren't cheap. And the list goes on and on and on. I feel like every day something else is coming up that costs money, whether those are wants or needs or things that would be nice. But how stressful would it be to not be able to pay for those things? And then we traveled the world for a while and it was great to be able to go around and travel. I also believe having money is important because then you're able to spend money, which helps the economy and it helps other people. But the way I look at being a millionaire, it's more like what amount of money do you need to be able to take care of your needs, your wants, maybe not like the big, huge wants. You want like a jumbo jet or you want to buy an island. Okay, that's not what we're talking about here. But I don't think there's anything wrong with most people being able to take care of some basic needs, not stressing, and then having some little extras. And then you want to have savings. All these things add up. If you have your basic needs taken care of, if you want to help out friends and family when needed. For me, it's important that we have money in case something comes up. You know, when I get older, I don't want to be kicked to the curb just in case my kids aren't taking care of me. Like, I want to have a nice place that can take care of me if there's ever a point where I'm not able to take care of myself.
And we also want to enjoy our life now. And so that has come in handy so many times.
So if you think about it, if you have a business that's making you 10 to 20,000, I'd say most people probably, depending on where you live and what kind of lifestyle you want, they could be pretty comfortable around $20,000 per month. I'm not saying that you should never try to get more than that. I'm just saying that's kind of a good goal for most people. But if you have a business that is making you $20,000 per month, even if you don't have $1 million in the bank, that business is probably worth $1 million. I don't know about you, but I would definitely pay $1 million for $20,000 a month of cash flow. So that's kind of how we want you to think. I mean, if you have a couple $1 million, you can make $20,000 a month through passive income, through investing it into different things. Tara and I are currently in a spot where we make around $50,000 a month in passive income. That does include some of our other higher risk investments and or things that we don't get monthly payment from, but that will come with time. We believe that starting a business is the fastest way to earn income now. Now, I'm not saying now. Like it doesn't come right away. It does take time. But starting your own business is the fastest way to obtain wealth. You can go to college for 4 years, that's not going to get you rich. It's going to get you a degree that might make you a little more money. So you might go for 8 years or 12 years, become a doctor, but then you're going to have hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. Maybe you're really good at basketball and you can become a pro basketball player. Maybe you're an amazing singer like Taylor Swift, if she's an amazing singer. Anyway, that's debatable depending on who you ask.
Yeah.
Maybe you're a movie star, right? There are only so many things that are going to make you even remotely close to as much money as a business can make you. But the difference is that anyone can start a business. It's not rocket science. Anyone can and should become a millionaire.
The mind is incredibly powerful. And so you really want to have it set in your mind that you want to become a millionaire because the mind will solve that problem and it will create it and it will figure it out.
And something else that I think is worth mentioning is a lot of times people want to give back, they want to contribute, they want to do charity work, but I don't know of any better cause, anything that you can do that is better for mankind than starting a business. You can give a man a fish or you can teach him how to fish. And starting a business, creating jobs, creating opportunities for people, then creating income for yourself, spending that money. Don't get me wrong, there's a time and a need for charity, and that will come later on as you've created wealth. But the best service you can do, the best charity you can do, the best work you can do is create, is produce, because then you create wealth and income for yourself. You create opportunities for others that work for you, and then you're buying things from other people, which helps their businesses. A country's overall success is based on their GDP, which I'm not an economist, but it's essentially the total amount of money that is spent in any given country. And another thing that people get mixed up on with money is not like a pie where there's a fixed amount of money. And if I have a certain amount of money, that means you can't have a certain amount of money. That's not true at all. That's why we have recessions. We have a recession, like most people are broke. It's not like, oh, that person has way more money and this person doesn't. I shouldn't say most people are broke because successful people are always going to be successful. But basically, overall, there's less money going around. So the more money you generate, the more money you create, the more money is for everyone. You're not taking money away from other people. Like, for example, Millionaire University, we help people make money. They pay us a little money. They make more money. Everyone generates more money. So money is not one of those things that you take this and I can't have it. No, money is abundant. Money is just essentially creating value. So how much value do you want to put out in the world? What kind of person do you want to become? So just keep that in mind. Like, you should think of becoming a millionaire, creating your own business, creating wealth as almost like an obligation. obligation. Now, I don't mean that in a way where you're stressed out about it or anything like that. It should be exciting. It should be a game. It should be fun. But think of it as your obligation. It's your obligation, and you really should become a millionaire. You should create wealth because it'll help you. It'll help your family. And then as long as you have plans to do good things with that money, which I assume most of you do, then you will be good stewards of that money. And that's what we need. We need more people who are good stewards of money and use that money for good. So that is why anyone can and should become a millionaire.
Module number 2, we're going to talk about developing your millionaire mind. It is really important that you believe that you have the ability to make money. Of all the biggest fears in my life, money has been on the top, probably 3. It has freaked me out like nobody's business. It scared me when I was young as a teenager, scared me when I was paying my way through college, scared the crap out of me when we started our own business because I didn't understand this concept. I just thought thoughts were thoughts. They didn't have any power. They didn't do anything. It was just this internal thing I was doing in my head, but I'd be able to do the actions. But it's crazy to see how Justin's belief of course I'm going to make money and I can do this, and my fear of it, how we've acted differently, even though we've been running the same business. And so you're going to hear from 2 different people, one who's been terrified of it and the other who has really had this belief system. And whatever end of the spectrum you're on, you can work through that, develop that millionaire mind, think like a millionaire, and then the rest will follow.
Module number 3 is choose your own 7-figure adventure. I can't tell you how many Instagram ads I have seen where they're like, email is dead, podcasting is dead, YouTube, this is dead. And then they go on to say, if you're having problems with this, and this, it's because it's all dead and you need to follow me and do exactly what I tell you to in the exact way that I tell you to, how I tell you to. And this is the only thing that works. This one thing works and in this way. And the problem with that is people hear that and they haven't hit it out of the park every time with everything they've done. And so they hear that person like, yeah, that was hard. And so what happens is people end up doing something in a way that someone tells them to, and someone else tells them this way, and someone tells them this way. And the problem is, and this is a big part of the reason why we created the Build My Money Machine program, is it's important that you create a business that works for you and your personality and your lifestyle. So that's a big part of the Build My Money Machine program, is we are going to help empower you to do it in a way that works for you. Because while the other way might seem faster, it's not as fulfilling. It's not as exciting. It's not empowering. So when you do come to a hiccup or something's not working out because your situation is different than this person's situation, it won't matter. You'll know how to pivot. You know how to adapt. You will know how to have chosen the right path from the beginning.
The truth is you have a unique way of living your life. You have unique talents, abilities. You also have unique fears and things you haven't quite figured out yet. And so what you want to do is you want to choose a business plan and a business idea and a sales strategy that fits your personality, your current financial situation, and what it is that you need going forward. And so this isn't this is how we do it. You have to do it this way. It is, what are your strengths? What are your talents? What are you interested in? And how can we turn that into something profitable that you'll enjoy moving forward? And if you're going, I have no idea. I don't know what I am great at. I don't know what I want to do. Well, how can I start building skills that will stack that I can then use in a business as I evolve and try to figure out what do I want to do for a career or moving forward?
Module number 4 plays right off of module number 3, and it is coming up with your 7-figure business idea. Most people feel like they need this big, huge, original, change the world idea to create a successful business. This could not be further from the truth. There are so many ideas. All successful 7- and 8-figure and 9- and 10-figure business owners have something in common. They all can spot and identify business ideas everywhere. As we mentioned previously, Tara and I could sit here and within an hour, we could come up with hundreds of business ideas that when executed, all could turn into 7-figure businesses in the next 3 to 5 years. For us, we could probably do it in 3. Some might take a little longer based on your current skill set and situation. So in this module, we are going to go over all the different ways that you can come up with your business idea. We'll help you come up with the topic that you want to focus on. We'll help you come up with the kind of business that you want to run. And once again, it'll play off of module 3 because it will be something that works for you.
So now that you have your business idea, Module 5 is all about where the rubber hits the 7-figure road. Implementation is king and queen.
Action leads to information. And while knowing how to come up with ideas and be able to spot opportunity and come up with the right idea for you is important, ideas are nothing if you do not take that action, if you do not implement on them. So in this module, we are going to teach you how to take that action, how to implement your 7-figure business idea. What are those initial steps to get started?
I love this section because it gives you an opportunity to be called out in the best way possible. When you start a business, everybody wants to do well, but sometimes we avoid things like the important things. We'll be checking our emails or we're doing all these, we're working, but we're not actually getting the results that we want. And so I love the opportunity to look into other businesses and go, here, check this out, do this. Here's the right action for you. Here's the right step, helping you stay focused and get going in the direction that you really want to go and not avoid the things that really have a huge impact in your business.
Module number 6 is the 8 ways to sell your product or service. After you take the initial action to start to get your business out into orbit, the most important thing, the lifeblood of your business, is sales and marketing. It doesn't matter how amazing your product or service is. If no one knows about it, then it will not matter. So in this module, we are going to talk about all the different ways that you, based on your personality, your personal situation, your business idea, can get your product or service out into the world.
Module number 7 is about the 5 points of leverage. Now that you have some traction, and to be honest, traction is the hardest part. We always say it's harder to get to 100,000 than it is to get to 1 million.
It's hard to get to 10,000 to 1 million, honestly.
Totally. But there's a quote by Archimedes. He says, "Give me a lever long enough and I shall move the world."
Part of the problem is with a lot of people in starting their own business is they get going and they're excited. It's a lot of work and they finally get it figured out. And then they just keep going and going and going. And the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and getting a different result. What got you here won't get you there. So essentially what they've done is they've created a job for themselves. Sure, they're self-employed, but they haven't truly created a business that can give them the life of their dreams and operate without them, whether they're there or not. But a Millionaire University, that ain't all right, right, baby cakes?
That's unacceptable.
That failed the class. We want to teach you how to do it the right way. So it's essential that once you get that traction, you start implementing at least one, if not multiple, points of leverage. So you can start to scale and automate your business.
Module number 8 is the Build My Money Machine Blueprint.
I really think that a big part of the struggle that people have with starting their own business is, it sounds crazy, but I want you to not think of your business as a business.
What do you mean by that? Like the stuffy corporate rooms, these big, huge processes and these manuals?
Yeah, like I was listening to a book the other day, and actually it's funny because everything I listen to, I usually like about half of it, and I totally disagree with half of it. Or maybe it's like a third. Like
depending
third,
on the book.
So it's actually funny because I was listening to this book, and I got 2 concepts that are almost like contradictory out of it, if that makes sense.
From the same book?
Yes. Number 1, he talked about how they started to take, I think it was vision, when they were talking to people about creating a vision, and they started calling it BHAG. And I'm sure most of you probably heard of Big, Hairy, Audacious Goal. So whether he came up with this or someone else did is unknown. But he said a lot more people responded to that better. They understood, oh, Big, Hairy, Audacious Goal. Okay, I get what that means. I get how to do that. And they had more success with people coming up with BHAGs than they did like their vision or something along those lines. But he was also talking about how you need to have these core values that withstand the test of time for your company and these other things that need to last like 100 years. And he was talking about vision, but I couldn't understand if that was the BHAG or the vision. And then he was talking about these other things you need. And I was thinking about other books I've read, even the E-Myth, which I think is a great book, but it talks all about having to have your model all figured out and your operations manual. And I remember when we started our first business, and I was working so hard on the operations manual. I wanted everything dialed in perfectly, while at the same time, our business was falling apart because we weren't getting enough sales and marketing wasn't happening. And we ended up with $120,000 of debt. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I was working so hard on creating this perfect system, this perfect process. And I thought about all these other books and these people that talk about having this 40-page business plan. And I thought about the stat that says 8 out of 10 businesses fail, or all these businesses fell, and all the corporate docs you have to have, and how you have to raise all this money and you got to do all these things and you got to be so disciplined and you have to have this perfect entity structure and asset protection. Tara, we've spent so much money when we first started, time and money on asset protection, paying people all this stuff for asset protection. We didn't have any assets to protect, right?
There was nothing to protect. We had no systems because we weren't making any money. We needed results, not necessarily something that could read the future in a future that was going to evolve, because that's what a business does. It evolves.
But as I got thinking about it, I'm like, okay, why is it that so many people, when the information is out there, and I know society leads us the wrong way and just march through and they tell you what to do, and that's a big part of it. But the other part of it is I think people are like so afraid of business. They don't understand how you can mitigate and minimize risk. They think it takes all this money. They think it's risky and all these things. And it can be if you don't do it right. But it got me thinking about business and how I think of business and why we believe we can create a business time and time and time again. You could take it all away from us and we'll start over with a new idea. And within a few years, we'll have it all back. And why is that? And why is it the other 7- and 8-figure business owners that we know could do the exact same thing. Obviously, yeah, there's luck and fortune involved in being successful, but why is it that the same people would essentially get the same or similar result over time and be able to live a great life once again after that? And so I got thinking about this and I started to go back to like the very essence of it. I started to think about the first quote unquote businesses that I've started. And I didn't even think of it as a business. I just was trying to make money. And I would do things like sell candy bars at the store or literally buying animals, lovebirds, and breeding them, and they'd multiply. And then I would sell those. Like I didn't have an LLC. I didn't even know about that. I didn't know about asset protection. I didn't have a 40-page business plan. You think about a kid that's selling lemonade on the corner, like he doesn't have all these things. He doesn't have all these things that are holding him back. So I got thinking, and I think success in business is a combination. Tara and I have talked about this, but success in business is a combination of getting rid of the chains, getting rid of the things that hold you back. Everyone is so weighed down. And I mean, Tara can speak to this, past beliefs, like trauma, different things you've been through, right?
Oh my goodness.
And getting rid and eliminating all the stuff that holds you down, as much of it as you can, because you don't need to eliminate all of it, to be quite honest, but eliminating as much as that you can and then adding propulsion. So getting rid of the drag and creating more propulsion. And the truth is, like I said, you don't need to eliminate all of it and you don't need to have all the propulsion in the world. If you can literally eliminate on average 10 to 20% of the drag and add 10 to 20% propulsion, that right there will take you to a seven-figure business. Even Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, like some of the richest, most successful people in the world that have created insane amounts of value and money, like they are not perfect. They still have drag and they lack propulsion. They haven't reached their full potential and they're billionaires. So if you can just tap into a little bit of that, lose a little bit of the drag, then you too can have an extreme amount of success. But as I got thinking about our past businesses and our current businesses, I'm like, I think of business more as a money machine than a business. Just how Jim Collins said he started to look at the BHAG versus, I don't even remember what he was comparing it to, but it was something that was helping people. I'm like, if we can help people think of their business as a money machine, as a game, as something fun and exciting, something that fits their personality and their lifestyle, I think a lot more people will be a lot more successful and be a lot happier and a lot more fulfilled. Got me thinking of the different things that we've done in our different businesses. And every time it's like we think of the idea, we take action because action leads to information and we get more information. We start to, it's not like a niche. I hear a lot of people talk about, you got to find your niche, you got to find your niche. Like, well, what does that mean? I hear someone say it's like salmon fishing in this one county. And I'm like, what? Like that doesn't make any sense to me. To me, finding your niche is more about what do you think you want to do, taking action, coming up with a theory of what you think might work, take action, get information, just keep going. And then you kind of start to find like a little area that works for you. And so that's what building a money machine is. Every dollar you put in, you get $1.50 back. Then you get $2 back. And then you get $3. I mean, let me ask you an obvious question. If I were to give you $2 or $3 or $5 for every dollar you gave me, like how often would you do that? You would do it all day long, as much as you possibly could, right? And it would literally make you rich. So that's the goal. And it's not easy, but once you do it, you have a seven-figure business. So I think about, for example, the podcast. At first, it was like kind of crickets, right? Like we're like, oh, what's happening? We're not getting any listeners. How are we going to be able to get sponsors? And how are we going to be able to create this success if we don't even have listeners to get the sponsors? But bit by bit, we started to chunk away and we had to eliminate a bunch of other things that were being a distraction from us getting that traction in this one thing. And now we're to the point that basically for every dollar we spend, we make about $1.50 back just through sponsorships in the podcast. And we have yet to create, except for now, we have yet to create any programs, any products or services. We have essentially figured out a way to get paid to grow our podcast, to grow our audience. And now we're using the Build My Money Machine program to essentially do the same thing through social media, through email. And as you have these different money machine assets that help you grow your audience, grow your influence, grow your customer base. I mean, you literally could be breaking even. You could be spending $1 and making $1. You could be breaking even. And that right there is a seven-figure business, because then as you continue to sell other products or services, or if you have a membership and you break even within the first month, then the next month is now profit. Then they tell their friends and family and you get testimonials and you create another program or product or service. You figure out a better niche. That's what a money machine is all about. And we've done this in every business that we've done. We find these little pockets, these little things that for every dollar we spend, we can make a couple dollars back, $3 back. And then we take that money, that overflow of that money, and you can put it into other opportunities that do the same thing, or you double down on what you're doing. You figure out how to make more money in that area. So that's what the Build My Money Machine Blueprint is all about. We're going to break that down. We're going to help you figure out how to do it in your own business, in your own way that works for you and is the bomb. And that builds into module number 9, which is
Your one-page, 7-figure implementation plan. This is my plan in a nutshell, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to achieve, where I'm going to go.
Now, in this module, there will actually be several lessons, and one of them is your one-page, 7-figure implementation plan. Module number 9 is all about how to break this down, how to come up with your to-dos, how to come up with your schedule. This is like the long-term plan. Once again, this is not a 40-page business plan, so we call it the one-page business plan. But this is about coming up with your very simple, very basic goals, your vision, what you're trying to accomplish, being able to break that down into projects and to-dos. And then it's just a matter of execution. Successful business is really only a well-prioritized to-do list. You figure out what are your goals, what are you passionate about, what do you want to do, and then it's breaking it down into those small steps, those small bites that day by day you just chunk away at. This is about coming up with your KPIs. So it's a very simple but very important process that'll help you get success for the long term. Success in business is all about taking the right kinds of focused action over a long period of time. Because the truth is, things are going to come up that are going to throw you off track. And we literally had something this morning, right? I think almost every day or every week, we have something come up that we're like, oh, I want to quit. We've had that in every business we've ever done, no matter what. But it's all about the mind. Once you have that power over the mind, you understand these principles that we're going to teach you in the Build My Money Machine program, then you'll be empowered to be able to go out and do it on your own and keep going when the going get tough. Because the going going to get tough. But once again, building your own successful business is not any harder than what you're currently doing right now. I see you. I know you because you are where we have been. It's not easy. Whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's working a job, raising a family, trying to figure out how you're going to reach your dreams, go on those trips you want to go on, it's not easy. And while starting and growing your own business isn't easy either, we do not want to pretend like it is at all. One of the really important things of being successful in business is having the right expectation. Starting a business is not easy, but it's not any harder than what you're doing right now. We spend most of our time sitting on our butts when we're building our business, right, Tara?
No.
Now we're going to be spending it flying on the e-foil, but
yeah, baby.
That's not building the business.
Nope. But that's what the business supports. The life we like.
But once you have that 7-figure mind, you understand what to do. You understand how to mitigate that risk. You understand how to see opportunity everywhere. You know how to execute on it. And that takes us right into module 10, which is you also then know how to.
Then you can create financial freedom and live a life that you enjoy and a fulfilling life. We enjoy our work. I honestly, for years, hated work because it scared me so bad. The smarter I get and the more I let go of drag, like Justin was talking about, I love my work. I think it's very fulfilling. I want to get older and be intelligent. I want to be in the game. I want to have something to offer, and work, having your own business, providing jobs, managing people, putting things out there into the world, adding money to the economy is very, very empowering. And I love living my life like that.
At Millionaire University, as the name implies, our number one goal is to help people create wealth. But the reason why people want wealth and money is typically because they want a better life for them, for their loved ones. And unfortunately and fortunately, we've made lots of money. We've reached all these goals. And sometimes we haven't been as happy or as fulfilled as we thought these things would help us get. So our goal for you is to help you understand and learn how to get there, but in a better way.
Without sacrificing the things were the reason why you did it all in the first place.
And that might include family, but also your mental health, your
physical
inner
health.
Game, right? Tara and I would say we're at a place right now, even though we kind of reached the pinnacle of we've arrived like several years ago, I would say we're much happier now than we were at that moment when we thought we had arrived and we had achieved everything. If you've quote unquote arrived to where you think you want to go and you don't feel the way you thought you would feel when you get there, in some ways that can be a recipe for feeling a lot worse than you ever could imagine feeling. And we've been there.
Which is exactly where you want to be, because if you're looking to money to solve your inner problems, it can help pay for some good therapy.
Yep.
To pay for some things that can help you kind of figure some things out. But you don't want to sacrifice the things that matter the most. And that's what's different about Millionaire University. It's not once you become a millionaire, you'll have this identity and every problem's going to be solved. It is a empowerment for you to be the person that you want to be, to show up and use finance as an asset, but to develop your mind while strengthening your relationships, while strengthening your ability to function as a person who really contributes in this world. And you can make mistakes. You can be human. You can make mistakes in all the different areas, and we have. But as you continue to move and grow and develop, you can really live a life that you really enjoy.
I remember about a year-ish or so after selling our business, Tara and I kind of being in this place where we weren't feeling super fulfilled and we weren't super connected. And we're even like, what's going on? Like what's up with our marriage? I remember our marriage was struggling. And we're like, okay, let's figure this out. And we embarked on this basically year-long like marriage therapy training course taking. We took like course after course after course.
Crap diving. Humble pie eating.
Humble pie eating. Like halfway through, we realized, wait a minute. I thought this was all about like how Tara is going to be better or her trying to tell me how to be better. But we realized through the humble pie that Tara mentioned that it was really about an inner journey. And it was almost like a self-development program. We realized that success in our marriage was about success within ourselves individually. And once we had that, like we'd be good no matter what. And our marriage became so much better just as a natural result, but not only our marriage, but our other relationships and other parts of our lives. And it just really changed everything. So our goal here at Millionaire University is to not only help you get rich, but also truly live the life of your dreams. Not to get to the end, quote in quotation marks, because I don't really believe there is an end, but have you get to that financial success that you're seeking, because it really does bring a lot of cool things. Like brings a lot of stress relief, does solve a lot of problems, but money can solve a lot of problems, and it can help you have a lot of fun. But you really want to be the person that can really enjoy that and take advantage of that when you get there. So you can have your true goals, which is peace and happiness, connection and love. At least those are my goals. I assume that's most of your goals. And
Yeah,
e-foiling
I like those
and
goals.
Disneyland and traveling and all the fun things as well.
Disneyland. I don't know about that, but
Well,
I do like Disneyland.
we like Disneyland when we're not Disneylanded out.
Yeah.
If we haven't been to Disneyland in
Once
10
every
years.
5 years, that
Yeah,
works.
exactly. So my point is we like to go do fun things. We got season passes to SeaWorld and went for a few days and we're good, right? So every once in a while, it's fun to be able to go do these things that are fun and add adventure to your life. But I always tell Tara, I would much rather live in a shack in the middle of nowhere with absolutely nothing, but with love and connection than to have all the money in the world and not have that. But it's not bad to have the money, the financial means as well. Because why not? Because it really can help you with your true life's mission, which you can only really discover, I think. I mean, I guess you can discover it along the way, and you should discover along the way. That's kind of like what we're talking about. But once you've solved the money problem, then you can continue to discover your true life's mission. And then I think you have more impact on yourself, those around you, and the world, quite frankly. You can reach your true potential.
That, in a nutshell, is the Build My Money Machine program.
So once again, we would love to have you join us on October 1st. Go to buildmymoneymachine.com to sign up. If you are listening to this after October 1st, you can still join us. Go to buildmymoneymachine.com. We are recording everything, so it will be there for you. Like we mentioned, this is the first program of many to come over the next several years, decade here at Millionaire University. And it is the foundations course that everything else that we create will build upon. And we kind of mentioned this early on, but we're giving such a huge discount. And we went back and forth on this. And part of the reason why we're doing that is a few things. Is number one, our mission here at Millionaire University is to help as many people as we possibly can graduate rich, not broke. Our goal is literally to change the education system as we know it. We want people to create a business and a life in a way that works for them, but also at an affordable cost. I mean, college is like, what, 30 grand a year? And you don't make any money while you're there. And this program is pennies compared to that. And you'll learn way more about money, reprogramming your mind, living a happy, more fulfilled life than you ever will by getting a 4-year, 10-year degree or any of that, with the objective of earning as you learn, making money as you go. So of course it has to cost something. That's how we pay people that work with us. That's how we're going to be able to continue to grow and reach more people. But we don't need to make a ton of money today. And so we try to make it as affordable as possible. You could consider this like our break even, or even maybe lose a little money on the front end just to help as many people as we can. We also know that if you invest just a little bit in yourself and you go out and create your own 6 and ultimately 7-figure business, we know in the future when there's other programs that are a more regular price, of course, we'll give all the founding members a discount in the future to any educational investment they make in the future, any groups, any programs that they become a part of. But we know the more people that we help, the more people will be able to be a part of the Millionaire University world in the future. The more the word will get out, the more the mission will grow, the more people will be able to reach. So that's why we're doing what we're doing. Maybe we've lost our minds, but I'm trying to make some law. They say we make decisions based on emotion, how we feel, and then we back it up with logic. So that's my logic. We're sticking to it. Go to buildmymoneymachine.com to join now before we gain our sanity back. But really, we can't wait to help you guys change your life. Can't wait to meet you, get to know you better, and see what you accomplish over the next 12 months. I mean, the program isn't 12 months long, but the tools and knowledge and things that you learn, that'll be something that you can take with you for the rest of your life.
Yep. You're going to be alive for the next 12 months. So why not do something great with it?
For the next 12 months, you're going to be alive. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be alive. So
hopefully longer than 12 months.
Why
right?
not take that time to really continue to go in the direction you really want to go?
Okay, I got what you're saying. I thought you were saying they're going to be alive for 12 more months, but
he's a little slow, but that's okay.
I think we need to take another of those marriage classes. The be nice type class.
Oh, okay. Or don't be too sensitive class.
Okay. All right, we got to go, guys. All right, guys, we love you. Thanks again for tuning in. This is exciting. This is the first Millionaire University program. We've been growing and running Millionaire University for a year and a half now, and we haven't done a program yet until this time because we're just waiting for the right time. We've been traveling, growing our audience, but now it's time. So get in there, buildmymoneymachine.com, and we will see you on the inside.
Bye-bye.
Who wants a money machine? On October 1st, 2024, we will be launching the first ever Millionaire University program, teaching you how to build your own 7-figure business.
We don't think of a business as a business per se. We think of it more like a money machine, where every dollar you put in, you get $2, $3, $4 back.
Most successful business owners can identify thousands of business opportunities and execute on any one of them to create a 7-figure business within 3 to 5 years, time and time again.
Truth is, they don't have anything you don't. Trust us, we know. So if they can do it, why not you?
The purpose of the Build My Money Machine program is to empower you to be able to do the same thing. So take advantage of the Millionaire University Founders Special and go to buildmymoneymachine.com now to sign up and get 90% off the regular price. Once again, that's buildmymoneymachine.com. And we'll see you October 1st.